Hey there, everyone. Pastor Eddie here, and we're continuing in our 21-day journey through the book of John and prayer and fasting. Today, we're talking about John chapter 16, and there's one verse that I want to key in on today that I think is important for all of us. But I want to ask you a question first. Have you ever met someone who is going through an extremely difficult time? Like, I'm talking terminal illness, or maybe just a really sideways relationship, or maybe they're going through a loss of a job or a loss of a marriage, or they're going through a relationship issue with their children, and they have incredible peace. They have so much peace that it's almost concerning. It's almost like you look at the person and they're so at rest with their situation that it's like you feel like you need to incite some panic or some urgency in them. Well, could it be that they're not worrying about it enough? Probably not. What it probably is that they have understood this verse that we're going to talk about in John chapter 16. John chapter 16 and verse 33. Let me set this up a little bit. So throughout the book of John, we learn all sorts of different things. But once we get to chapter 16, Jesus is talking to the disciples and he's teaching them about the Holy Spirit and the Comforter. And he's saying, you know what, I've got to go. I've got to leave you so that the Comforter can be with you. Jesus had gone through all of these things with the disciples, had walked through them, had mentored them, had gone with them on this journey. And he's now saying, you know what, in order for the Comforter, the Holy Spirit, to come and be with you and to help you, I've got to depart from you. And so he's telling them about the Holy Spirit. He's also teaching them about prayer. And then he gets to the very end of the chapter and he says this: I have told you these things so that in me you may have peace. In this world you will have trouble. You will have trouble, but take heart because I have overcome the world. So when you meet somebody who's had incredible peace through an incredibly difficult circumstance, there's a good chance that they are resting on the sovereignty of God. You say, whoa, Eddie, it's early in the morning or whatever. And that word sovereignty, that way over my head. Let me explain it to you. The sovereignty of God means this, that God is in control of every outcome all the time. It doesn't matter what happens. It doesn't matter what's going on. God is in control. God is sovereign over all. You say, well, what about like free will? What about our choices? What about the things that we do? Yeah, you have that too. And God is sovereign over your free will, meaning that it's a both and scenario. God is in control, but at the same time, God is in control regarding your circumstances, regarding your decisions. And it's a very complex thing that I think we'll only understand when we get to eternity and we get to ask Jesus himself, or maybe we'll just know instantly. I don't know. We'll wait till we get there to find out. But here's the thing. Regardless of what you may be going through, regardless of the circumstances that you may be facing, you can be at total peace knowing that God is in control of every circumstance. God says you're going to face trouble in this world. 2019 is going to have its speed bumps. It's going to have its difficulties. And we don't even know what those things are yet. But God says this. He says, don't worry. Take heart. Have courage, because I have overcome the world. There's nothing that you're going to face in 2019 that God himself hasn't already faced, that he hasn't already been through, that he hasn't already, that he can't sympathize or empathize with you in. And so we are to be encouraged in the fact that we have a helper, we have a friend, we have a companion on this walk in life. God bless you guys, and we'll see you next time.